two-dimensional array, the most popular example is with matrices. I want to perform addition. Got it? Now, what will be the input of this one? Can you tell me? What will be the input of this one? First, you need to ask the user to enter the size. That means row size. Let us store that row size in R. We want how many inputs? You tell me. Row size is required. Column size. Let us store that one in C. And let us consider our matrices are M1, M2. Now remember, whenever you are performing addition, the row size and column size of M1 and M2 should be same. That is a basic thing you all know, I think. For matrix addition, both the matrices size should be same, row size and column size should be same, right? Now, two inputs are like row size and column size. After that, you need to read all the elements of M1 and all the elements of M2. So we need to write 4 input statements. One is asking row size, second is column size, third one is M1 elements. All like if you are asking the user 2 by 3, then you need to read 6 elements for M1 and 6 elements for M2, like that. If you are giving 2 rows and 3 columns. Now, what will be the output? What will be the output of your program? Your output will be M1 plus M2. That means let us consider that one as M3. Your output will be displayed in M3. Now we need to write a logic for this one. I think you all know what is the logic behind this one. I'll explain this. Let us take a 2 by 2 matrix. Now this is M1 matrix and this is M2 matrix. Okay. M1. M2. I hope you all are clear with this one. Now what is this one? This one is matrix of 0, 0. M1 of 0, 0 because this is 0 row and this is 0 column. What is this one? 0, 1. 0th row. This is 0th row, completely 0th row, and this is first column. Okay. Now this one, first row, 0th column, and this one, first row, first column. I hope you all clear with this. Similar way, we can have this one also. Now let us, we need to get our M3. This is, let us consider M3. Now how can you get this value? Can you tell me? You need to get this value, or normally what we'll do, we need to add this value with this value, right? This value should be added with this value to get the sum. So what is this value called? This value is called as M of 0, 0 plus, so not M, it is M1 plus M2 of 0, 0. Are you understanding? This value and this value need to be, this value and this value need to be added. So we'll be getting this value. Can you tell me how this value can be derived? How this value can be derived? So M1 of this value and this value. What is that? M1 of 0 comma 1 plus m2 of 0 comma 1. Very good. Now how this value can be derived? m1 of 1 comma 0 same fashion plus m2 of right. How this value, this one is a similar fashion 1 comma 1 plus m2 of 1 comma 1. I hope this is clear to you all. Now let us take these two values first. Control C. I am copying here and this value. We need to write in the form of iterative statements, right? Now if you see here, this value is fixed. This 0, observe carefully all of you. I'll increase the font size so that it will be clear to you all. I have taken the first row. First row, two values. First row is I equal to 0. Isn't it or not? First row is I equal to 0. I value is 0. First row is I value is 0. I'll write small. Now if you see, this is your I value. Now what is repeating? This value is repeating. That means let us consider row value is represented with I and column value has been represented with J. Now what happens? We need to repeat this one with J equal to 0 and J equal to 1. Let us represent this value with J. Now can you tell me how this can be represented? If you see, both can be written in generalized fashion. How we can write this one? M of, okay, M of, what I am writing? I value will be 0. So what I will do is, very good, 0, comma, J, okay, plus M of, sorry, not M, it is 1 and M1 of 0, so M2 of 0 comma J. Now what you need to observe here is the J value is from 0. So initially J value should be 0 and J value should be less than 2 and repeatedly J value should be incremented. For this, these two statements, whatever we have written here, this statement and this statement, we have generalized it like this. Got it? Where in this J value is from 0 to 1. Less than 2 means 0 to 1 because it is 0 first time and second for the next time. Got it? Got it all of you? So these two statements are generalized like this. Now the same next two column let us take. Let us take this one. That means for I equal to 1. For I equal to 1. I am copying this statement here and this statement here. Now the same thing we can do here also, where these two statements can be combinedly written like this. But only thing we need to modify here is I value is 1 here, not 0. I value is 1 here. So you need to write 1. Is this clear to all of you till now? In both the cases, this value is fixed, that is 0, and J value is from 0 to 1. And in these both the statements, this value is fixed and the J value is from 0 to 1. I think this is this can be repeatedly written like this. How can we write? This statement I'll write here for your simplicity. Okay. Now, can we combine these two statements? Can we combine these two statements? What is the similarity we are observing? The similarity we are observing is this is J. This is J only. The only thing that is differing is this value, the first index value, which can be represented as I, and I value is ranging from 0 to 1. So what can we do here is, I'll copy this text. Okay, what can we write here is, this can be represented as I and this can also be represented as I, but what you need to observe here is, I value should be initially, it should be 0, okay, and I value should be less than 2 because it is a case of 0 and 1. I value should be less than 2 and each time I value should be increased. And also we need to take this case also where J equal, because we have J in our case, we need to take this case also for each I value. I hope this is clear to you all. Okay, the same J value we need to consider. So let us write the code for this program. 1 minute. Okay, so you can see the screen now. Great. Okay. Now, what is the first input? We need to ask the user. Let us consider in row size, column size. M1 is a first matrix. Let us give the size of 3 for our simplicity, and M2 size of 3. Remember, even if you are reading the RC values, some memory should be allocated for this one. Okay. And remember, this R value should not be greater than this 3. You need to remember that. Even though you are giving your flexible row size and column size, this minimum fixed size, for your simplicity, let me write 5 for your understanding. Okay. And then M3 is also 1. Your total will be stored there. Now you need to write one printf statement. Enter row size. Okay. You need to write scanf statement, %d, comma, ampersand, r. Right? Similarly, we need to read the column size also. Column size, and you need to store that one in C. Now, once row size and column size are available, 1 second. Okay, now once row size and column size are available, we need to read the values for matrix 1. So let me write a printf statement saying like enter M1 values. Okay, now you need to write. Can you tell me what should be the statement we need to use to read the matrix of values? What statement we need to use to read the matrix values? In the last class, we learned this. I'll tell you, we need to use 2 for loops. One for loop is for row size and the other for loop is for column size. Right? So let me do that. For I equal to 0, I less than, your row size is in R variable. and your call and repeatedly I value should be incremented. And similarly, you need to have for loop. I think I need to declare Jij, and j should be less than your column size and j plus plus. Okay, and then you need to read the values scanf percentage d ampersand. What is that matrix? M1. Sorry, it is 2 by 2 matrix, so we need to declare 2 dimensions. Right? We are talking about 2-dimensional matrix. And similarly, I will declare I and j also. So here you need to write M1 of I, j. Is this understand? Yeah, I have declared that also. So this is for reading M value. Similarly, we need to read M2 matrix also. Enter M2 values, and here you need to write M2. Now we have our input with us. Now we need to perform addition. Okay, to perform the addition, I told you what you need to do. You need to have one for loop for row and one for loop for column. So same loop we can take. But here what you need to do? You need to write M1 of I, j plus M2 of I, j. You need to perform, and that you need to store in M3 of I, j. Got it? So for each iteration, the value will be performed. And finally, you need to print this M3 value, because after performing this addition, you need to print this value. So let me take the same thing. Sum of M1 and M2. Printf M. Sorry, M3. Is this clear to you all? Let me do this task first. If any error is there, let me solve that. Yeah, it is asking row size. I'm giving 2 row size and column also 2. So how many values you need to enter? 4 values, right? So let me give 4 values as for M1, 1, 2, 3, 4. And what will be the letter for M2 also? It is asking we need to give 4 values. So 5, 6, 7, 8. So final values are, we got all values like this. To make it more understanding what we need to do, we need to simply put some spaces here so that all 4 values will be displayed in different line, in same line. Let me give that clarity to you. 2 by 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 5, 6, 7, 8. So we got values like this 6, 8, 10, 9. So 1 plus 3 is 1 plus 5 is 6. So the output is right. But if you want to get the output in matrix form, what you need to do? You need to arrange the indentation. That's it. Very simple. Okay. So shall I do that? What I have to do, after printing the sum of M1 and M2, I want to get the next output in next line. So I will be putting slash and here. That is good. And between the values, for the first I value equal to 0, I am printing 2 values. For the next I value, I want to get in the next line. So simply I will be putting printf inverted commas slash. These are all for understanding purpose only, like if you want to see your output good. Let me run this. Did you see? The output is in the matrix form. 6, 8, 10, 12. Got it? So this is how you can perform addition of two matrices. Now, if you want to perform subtraction of two matrices, what you need to do? Only thing is this statement, instead of plus symbol, you need to put minus symbol. That's it. But now, if you want to perform multiplication of two matrices, that is very different from this one. Simply by putting star symbol, it is not right. But because matrix multiplication is little bit complicated when compared to the addition and subtraction, where a row wise, column wise, it will be performed the operation. So that we'll see in the next class. Okay. If possible, you try to do on your own. If you can't, we'll see in the next class. Okay.